What's up, everybody?
What's up, J.I.? All these media days have come for you, some with different expectations than others.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this team entering this season, coming into media day?
I feel fantastic. This is a little weird doing this here. I feel great. I know the team is excited. We got new faces. We got young faces, and we're just excited about what this team can be, what it can do, and looking forward to it.
Jonathan, a lot was made about your weight and how you stood at the end of the season at exit interviews. How do you feel physically, and what was the work put in this summer to get where you are now?
Yeah, I feel awesome. I feel amazing. I definitely lost some weight, which feels good. And honestly, we didn't really do a lot. It was just like, I'm just not going to eat as much. and so that helped. And working out, helped me shed some. So I'm feeling good.
When you look at your season last year, we talked about a whole bunch of things. Where did you see that you needed to improve and kind of get back to maybe where you were, or be a contributor on a team that has some real expectations?
Yeah, it was obvious. I struggled to shoot the ball last year, from shooting 37.5 the year before to 25 last season. I struggled, not just physically with shooting the basketball, but it took a toll on me mentally, and so. I feel like just getting back to myself. I think even just losing a little bit of the weight gives me more freedom to fly around and be myself, and then it also just calms me down to just play the game that I can play. And so I'm excited about that. And then just having fun, There were times last season for me that weren't fun, and I'm looking to get back to having fun and being here with the guys and enjoying myself no matter what happens.
J.I., y'all were number 2 defensively and one of the worst teams offensively.
Right.
In order to kind of get more balance, you probably need to incorporate some changes onto offense. Do you need to sacrifice some of that energy for the defense? And if not, how do you make sure you incorporate that energy on the defensive end of the floor or the offensive end of the floor without giving anything up defensively?
Yeah, I feel like we've addressed some of those issues just from the team perspective of guys that we've added. And I think that it's going to be obvious, once we get rolling, some of the weapons that we have. And so I think the bigger question is how do we maintain being a number 1, number 2 defense while getting better drastically offensively? And I think that can be something that we could, fall into where, okay, we're this offensive team now. We may lose a little bit of that defensive identity, but I don't see that happening at all. And looking forward to us being more balanced.
Jonathan, you're the longest tenured player on this roster now, which is wild. You've been here a long time. Is this the most excited you've been going into a new season compared to all the others?
Man, I feel bad for saying yes, but yeah, it's like every season is different. For a lot of seasons, I was coming into it rehabbing or doing stuff, so I wasn't as excited about the start of the year as I am right now. But I'm very excited, super excited. It's hard to gauge it, but I don't think I could be more excited than I am right now.
J.I., how do you envision your role next year with all the roster overhaul? And are there any minutes restrictions? You feel good to go, fully unlimited to play as much as you need every night?
Yeah, I don't think there's any minute restrictions. And as far as my role, honestly, I don't really know. We're going to find out through training camp and through the early, games and really just the season. It changes so drastically throughout the year about what's needed, what's working, what's not working. And so I'm just going into it with an open mind, open heart, just allowing Coach to let us know what he needs from us, and we'll figure that out as we go.
Hi. What's one part of your game you worked on this summer that you can't wait to showcase? And also, Peanut Hardaway and Tracy McGrady wore the number 1 jersey here.
Yeah.
And how do you balance building their leg? Well, how do you balance, how should I say this? How do you balance honoring their legacy while building your own story in that same number?
Got you. In terms of my game, honestly, a lot of it for me, honestly, was even more mental, this summer than it was, on the hardwood. I definitely worked out a ton. Shot the ball, really well throughout the summer. And so, expecting to showcase that. But even just the mental piece of kind of trusting myself a little more, even finding my identity outside of this game and residing it in Christ has been something that's really helped me a lot. And then when it comes to the numbers, it's tough. Penny and Tracy are Hall of Famers, amazing players, and I feel a sense of gratitude to even be, able to wear this number. And I've had my ups and downs as a player and through my career, but I feel like for me, just even defensively, I've kind of made it my own, and looking forward to continuing that.
The last 2 seasons you've been able to play 60, 70 games, had maybe minor health issues, but nothing major. How freeing is that entering this offseason or coming out of this offseason? Not maybe it's still kind of in the back of your mind, but it's not the issue anymore.
Honestly, I don't really think about it. My goal this season is 82, and so God willing, if nothing happens, if I don't get any colds or sicknesses or anything like that, I got allergies right now, but I should be fine to go 82.
Hey, Jonathan. You spoke about a lot of your offseason was spent dealing with your mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Can you speak to how your faith helped you with that?
A ton. I think the biggest thing for me is the identity piece. When a lot of times when your identity is rooting in something that, one, basketball, it changes so often. You have good games, you have bad games, and it's so easy to succumb to circumstances. If everything is going my way, then I feel great. If anything's not going my way, then I feel bad. And I think getting my mindset and my identity outside of that, which is easier said than done, but placing it on Christ helps me to be okay in all circumstances and situations, regardless of what's happening, good or bad. When you really think about it, if Christ got out of that grave, none of this really matters, and everything is okay. So,
AJ, Coach Leonard Hamilton, Florida State, retired. What does he mean to you as a coach, and how do you see his legacy being remembered as Florida State?
Coach Ham is the man. I was able to go up to Florida State this summer and spend some time with him, and he's just great. He is such an amazing legacy for everything that he's been able to do in college basketball as a black coach. And so I'm excited for him about this, kind of turning chapter in his life, and I don't know what he's going to do, but I'm sure he's going to do something because he's not sitting around.
Mike Brodsky, Florida National News. J.I., as we talked about earlier, you've been on the Magic roster more than any other player at this point for more seasons. How does that impact your role and your responsibilities in terms of maybe mentoring other players and that sort of thing?
Yeah, I mean, even outside of being with the Magic the longest, we got a lot of young guys. I feel like I've played longer than a lot of guys too. And so just understanding the ebbs and flows of a season. There's so many things that change. There's ups, there's downs. And for young guys, it's usually like, everything is going great, and then they hit a wall. I hit that same wall. And so just being able to speak to poising ourselves as a team, not allowing ourselves to ride emotions of good and bad, but just staying, even keel.
J.I., we know you're debuting the Judah 2 this year. Can you talk a little bit about maybe what was different in that process from the Judah 1 and like what functional changes maybe you made with the new shoe?
You're the man, bro. Thanks for asking. So we started with the Judah 1. It was the first NBA signature sneaker with visible Bible verses on the outside, and they had the Bible verses in the back, and now we got the Judah 2 where the Bible verses are in the front of the shoe, and just super excited about that. We got 6 colorways and excited to showcase them throughout the year.
Hey, J.I., for you, or for Florida State, go Noles, there was a coaching change. Can you speak to the coaching change as well as one of your former teammates taking on that GM role?
Yeah, so Terrence, that's my guy. I'm excited for him, and it's definitely a new thing that's happening in college basketball, so I'm excited. I know he's going to, take it, that responsibility well, and I'm excited for him. And then Coach is great, too. Coach is a great coach. I remember him a little bit during my time in college, but also when I got to the league, he was with Golden State. And so I'm excited for what he can do and what he can bring to the team, and I'm excited to see what they do.
What's your favorite basketball movie of all time?
I feel like it's got to be Loving Basketball. I feel like that's a lot of people. I watch that with my wife still sometimes, so yeah. Cool. Appreciate y'all.